Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Triforce podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Triforce podcast. Look,
Hello,
I did
everyone.
it. I did it a little bit
Welcome.
more upbeat than you did.
Yeah, I'll do the more down.
Okay, let me try again.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Triforce podcast. Woo! Freaking red, dude.
All right, I can't top that.
No,
Okay.
that was really good. Yeah,
Jesus.
that should be the intro every single week, just to get everybody, really revved up, pumped
Really
up.
razzed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love crack. Jesus, sorry.
That's good.
I
That's
went on with
good.
Dave Chappelle, I think.
Yeah, you
did.
did. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Famously loves crack, as we all
Very
know.
animated.
Oh,
yeah.
so
Let's start the podcast as we mean to go on. Football
Right.
news.
Oh my
Right.
god.
Well, listen, P-Flax, I know you have to go early, so this is a short podcast.
Yeah,
and
I
we
wanna
can make it
bosh through it.
shorter. I can
wanna
just
bosh through
leave.
Let me just. It's quite interesting. There's some quite interesting football stuff that's happened this season.
QI,
Right.
okay. You're
All
promising.
right, so here is the TLDR of this Premier League season has been interesting. Number one, Arsenal and Man City are locked in a title race that began with Arsenal being dominant and Man City being nowhere and everybody thinking Arsenal had won the title. Two, Arsenal bottling it week after week after week, and Man City have just overtaken them after a result last night to the point where now they're neck and neck on points, but Man City are ahead on goal difference by 3 goals. So they're only slightly ahead, and the next few results are going to be insanely tight. It's quite interesting. Chelsea had a manager called Liam Rossignol, who was Strasbourg's coach in Ligue 1 and had done well there. And they signed him on a 5-6 year deal, something like that. And he's gone after 23 games. He didn't even last a whole season. They've lost 5 in a row without scoring, which has never happened in their history. So he's gone. At the other end of the table, Spurs, one of the biggest clubs in the UK, are probably going to get relegated this season. They've been a disaster. They've had manager after manager after manager.
Google.
It's
Football.
genuinely been quite an interesting season in that
Right.
regard. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Liam Rossignol did this
Gosh.
weird thing. I said to my mates, anyone that actually follows football, I know you guys don't, I said that in interviews, he acted like a contestant on a game show where the objective was to appear to be a football manager. So he
All
talked
right.
he would say all these weird things, and he just didn't seem to understand how to come across as a leader. I think he's more of a tactician type, but even then he was dreadful. But the weirdest thing was that his players did things like they had a huddle at one point on the pitch before the match, but the referee was stuck in the middle of the huddle. And they didn't let him out. They huddled around the ref, and they had that head down, arms on the shoulders. All right, guys, we're going to go out there and give it 110%. But the ref was just sort of standing there in the middle of the huddle, which was really weird. Well, the moment something like that happens, the team is doomed. Doomed. Anyway, carry on.
No, fascinating. So the drama is that he's been pushed out 3 months into a 6-year
He hasn't been
contract.
pushed out. He was doing so badly. He's gone.
He's
At
just
the, other
left.
end, at the other end of things, yeah, Coventry have been promoted to the Premier League for the first time in forever. And Leicester, who won the league 10 years ago, have been relegated to League One. That's championship news.
Right.
Well,
So
League
carry
One
on.
is not
It's the
second
third
league,
tier.
though.
It's the third tier
Yeah,
of
it's
football.
very confusing.
It is. It used to be
named.
Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4. Then it became the Premier League. And then Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Then they were like, no. The second one should be called the Championship. And then you've got to call
it's the
League
same
1
way
League
they
1. It's
renamed all the
laughable.
tiers. It's like, you start at the lowest tier is silver. It's this given is it's to make them feel less bad.
Right. It's bizarre.
That's what it is. That's bizarre. It is bizarre. So yes, football news. Do you know what?
Do you want more sports
I feel
news?
like I would love to follow football and understand it, but there's such a huge barrier to entry.
Clearly
you got to have
have-
the Sky Sports package.
No,
and
you don't. No, you don't. You can follow so
do.
much of it online.
You
These
have
days.
to-
You
you
gotta
have to-
understand
no, you have to
like
have that in
match
your
of the
head.
day and stuff. I remember one time I was watching match of the day, and they show the highlights or whatever, and I didn't realize that it was just highlights. I was like, holy, this is like the fastest football game I've ever seen. Like every play is just insane. And then I realized, oh, hang on a second. Hang on 1 minute. Like it
I
was
like
jumping
that.
around and stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
It was late.
That's great.
It was late at night,
I understand. I think it's like any hobby. If you're into it, then you enjoy it's like any TV show. It's like there's the characters. There's this weird guy.
Yeah.
There's that weird guy. I wonder what this stupid guy's going to do next. It's all part of the whole parcel of the thing, right? So
yeah, it is. Yeah,
I get it, P-Flax. You're into it. We're not. That's just how it is. You know, if I start telling you about something I was interested in, you know,
this happens all the time.
Up.
You guys were literally talking about World of Warcraft for 10 hours last time.
Yeah, I've kicked it. I'm not even on it anymore.
Just
like
get out of here.
Just like that, I'm done. I haven't played it all week.
Are you itching for it, or are you just like, nah?
I'm fucking playing Satisfactory again. So it's like I'm down the rabbit hole.
Here we go. No, you guys talking about Satisfactory? That's my
right down the damn hole.
That's me talking about football. Is you guys talking about Satisfactory or something?
Oh my god.
Well, I think it's easier for you to get into Satisfactory than it is for us. No,
it's not. No, because I've looked at Satisfactory, and it's a job as a game. It's a literal job.
It is a job. It is a job.
It's just a satisfying job, though. Very satisfying.
Like I feel like, you know, I feel like as soon as I moved into this house and I had actual like real jobs to do, I don't want to do the virtual jobs anymore.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite. The more real life jobs I have, I let them stack up, and I'm just like I'm hiding away in the virtual world to avoid all these real jobs. You'll get to that point too. Don't worry. Eventually, I think like when you first move in, there's a lot of jobs, but it's manageable. But just wait until they get really complex and you get a bit older and a bit more tired, and you're just like, fuck these real jobs. Like, just give me a virtual power washer, or like let me drive a dump truck around in GTA RP or something like that. Like, you know, you're looking for like the easy outs. You're looking for like some nice chill rabbit holes. Become like a full-time fisherman in Red Dead Redemption 2, or a hunter. Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's I think that would be lovely because, you know, in real life, you know, my partner's currently just gone home for a week to stay with her mum because I think it's a bit too much for her here with all the stuff going on. This guy's thumping around the loft and you know, crashing and bashing and one of my family members isn't very well. I need to go and see them in the hospital because you know they're today, and I don't know. Like it's a tough time at work. At the Yogscast.
I mean, it's work.
It is work, but it's a tough time. I think there's a lot of challenges, and it's a bit overwhelming. And I'm not having a good time, to be honest.
I'm sorry to hear
at a historical low.
Jesus.
Are you crying?
Yeah. No, I'm not crying. I'm fine. I'm just sniffling.
Just one
sniffling
sniff.
because you're crying. I'm worried.
No, I'm not crying. I'm not crying. No, it's fine.
You don't need a virtual hug. That's the best I can offer at this time. I'm down in a couple of weeks. I'll give you a big hug.
If you log into World of Warcraft in a minute, I can /hug you if that'll make you feel better.
Excellent stuff. I think it's a funny thing is that it's all about perspective, right? Because like when one bad thing happens, you're like, oh, that's fine. That's, you know, it's inevitable. But when like everything's really annoying, it's very easy to your nerves are a bit frayed and you get a bit more like knee jerky. You're like, you know, when another annoying thing happens, you know, it's just like a bit too much. But
just try not to go crazy with it. You know, don't buy a Ferrari and then start wearing a scarf and sunglasses and you know what I mean? Like, just try to maintain. You'll get through it. Life is a series of ups and downs, right? And like if you can weather the downs and recover quickly, and you get back to the next up or whatever, that's the way to do it. You know, don't let it get you down. You'll be fine. You got a new house. You gotta see the bright side of everything.
I did do one thing. I don't know if I told you. I bought a garden shredder. Did I tell you this?
You actually bought it?
Yeah, I bought like a really fancy
like a wood
garden
chipper.
shredder.
Yeah,
like a chipper, but it's a shredder.
You're gonna Fargo your partner or what?
I don't.
Jeez,
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
for what? For what? For a little bit of money. That's what she says to him. I love that final line.
Yeah, mulch her up real good. No, it's honestly, I've used it a bit, and because you know I've been cutting down a lot of the overgrowth, and it was just in a big pile. And I was like, I reckon I could shred all this and wait. I don't know. When you spend like $1,000 on a shredder, which
what are you
going to
do with the mulch? You gonna line some of your flower beds with it or something?
Well, exactly.
Put
Like,
it back to good use.
We're buying because a lot of these flower beds, we bought some compost from like a local place, and it comes in like a ton bag, and it's 65 quid or whatever for a huge amount of fucking compost. But they also sell wood chip, right?
Yeah.
For like, the same price, like 50 quid it's a huge dumpy bag,
right?
Full.
You can fill your own dumpy bags now with all your own shit.
Exactly. So I've currently filled 2 full dumpy bags full of
your big dumpy bags. I've been filling my big dumpy diaper with all my shit.
So effectively, I've saved myself £100 of wood chip. Not that I needed to buy wood chip, but do you know what I mean? Like if I can ever shred 20 dumpy bags worth, it'll pay back the cost of the shredder.
What's a dumpy bag?
Honestly, don't think
it's a bag you dump into.
Look it up.
You dump he's dumping all of his mulch in there. He's calling it dumpy bags.
Dumpy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I've just that has been very cathartic, honestly. I will say, like shredding stuff.
Oh, it's like one of those big bulk bags that looks like a garden barrier.
Yeah, it's like almost like a plasticky, like a hard plastic. That's like
you know what? Talking of dumpy bags, because I turned 50. My GP sent me a thing saying we're going to screen you for bowel cancer. We do it for all our passengers.
All of our passengers, life's passengers.
When they turn 50. So
passengers on the train of life will have a free bowel cancer screening session.
Exactly. They sent me a kit in the post.
Happy birthday.
Here's a bowel cancer
Here's a colonoscopy.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
So I've got to do it myself. And there's instructions on the inside of the box about how to do it. And it's got pictures. And it uses the term poo, which made me laugh. It doesn't say stool or feces or something like that. It says poo.
I know.
But it says, so the thing is, it's like it looks like it's a little tiny sort of box, like a long box. And you pull out the sampling stick, which is kind of a grooved stick.
I'm getting a little bit.
Hold on. And you rub it on the poo. Now, the thing is, you don't put it up your butt. You rub it on the poo. So here's the thing. It says in the instructions, do not add more poo. We only need a little bit. So
just a tiny.
I can just imagine people adding little sachets of extra poo just in case and posting that and some poor NHS worker having to open it up. I would be opening that up with a full fucking welding mask on because people do all kinds of things.
Imagine it was like a big box and you opened it up and it was just a bunch of old like takeaway tins filled with poo.
Yeah.
Somebody sent in like the mother load of dumps. Like here's
I was talking to one of my friends
my
last
entire
night.
extended family. Here are all the dumps that you need.
I've been saving them for 40 years. She was telling me about some old Russian meme where a guy goes to the doctors with a urine sample, but he's brought like a huge bucket of urine. And the doctor's like, Bliat! Just shouts at him to get out. I can't remember specifically the meme, but it sounds like people are often bringing samples to doctors unsolicited. They just think it's like a thing to do.
Yeah, it is. I think people think that like a blood test. If you get your poo checked, they'll find everything that they would ever need to find out about you from that poo. But I don't know if that's really the case. I think there's certain things for sure that the poo will reveal. But I will say they don't need a full log.
They just
nobody's
need a
ever doing
bit.
anything with a full log of poo. They just need like a tiny microscopic speck of it, and then from that they can get all the information they need.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
a good friend of mine is a poo doctor or like a poo technician.
Do you think it'd be enough to like just get a Q-tip, like smudge it into like your poo, and then just put that into like a little plastic bag and send that? Like, would there? I don't think
they'd be very happy about it. Yeah, they don't do much. I don't know.
You sometimes hear about.
I'm asking for a friend.
Hey, can I get ahead of the curve here? Do not email in about this to the mailbag. I don't want to be reading. I do not want to be reading poo emails for the next 6 months.
No.
Thank you.
No, please do not. You do sometimes hear in news about people or animals who've got a really good sense of smell and can smell things. There was this woman recently who figured out that like her husband had a really weird sort of oaky wood smell, and it turned out he had Parkinson's or something. I think Parkinson's, and she went to like a group of with him to like a group of Parkinson's survivors or sufferers, and I think they all had the same smell. And she sort of reported this to the doctors, and I think they ended up taking her seriously. And she sort of smelled, I don't know, like 100 people or whatever. And it turned out that nine of them did have Parkinson's, and she got them correct, and the other one hadn't been diagnosed yet with it, but
it was oh shit.
Now again, this might not be a true story or in fact at all accurate, but I thought it was interesting because it always reminds me of sort of cats who can smell cancer or dogs who can smell various diseases. It's so medieval in its approach, right? But we do still use stuff. She's a witch,
man. I read something incredible yesterday. A 6-year-old kid who had a genetic disease whereby she was rapidly losing her sight and would have just been completely blind by the age of 30. Like, it's just this degenerative genetic thing. Like, she was born with it, and it's progressively gotten worse. Like, she already at 6, she was like not able to see very well, and it started with like at night she just couldn't see well at all. But then over time it starts happening during the day as well, where things just start fading and you can't see, which is, horrible, right? Like, terrifying. Losing your eyesight is just fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But she's had some gene therapy at Great Ormond Street Hospital, and she can see again. It's fucking insane. It's like a miracle. I can't believe it. Like this, it's like cutting edge, like gene therapy or whatever that's been done on, I think it's like 12 other kids that have had different types of these really rare sort of genetic
poo,
like eye problems that are.
This is a good story, Lewis. Let it be a good story.
I know, it's a good story.
It's insane though. Like, you should have seen her. She was so like, I mean, you would be as well, right? Like, if your eyesight was fading and all of a sudden you were just like back to fucking full eyesight.
If you've had gene therapy though, you've had modified genes, so they might pick up like other things with that. It is fascinating.
It's fucking really, nuts. Really cool. Yeah, I loved reading about it. I just thought it was it's so amazing. Like, I just think, like, especially in this day and age with like all of our resources and stuff, I just it's nice to know that like some people are actually doing decent shit, like with all of this.
Despite that cutting edge gene therapy stuff, we are still using sniffer dogs to sniff out cancer and things like this. I like that there's that blend of using things that work and things that are.
If it works, I'm all for it. I think like if it counts towards progress, like it might not fit into like ideally what people think, like when I think of medicine, I think of like, like back to tanks in Star Wars being like the ultimate end game, like you got something wrong with you, into the tank, and you'll just get into the tank for a week or whatever. You'll be fine. You'll grow back your limbs and everything.
Things like in our society, in our world, where there's loads of horses around where I am,
right? Yes,
and what's the point of a horse, really?
No, I know.
They're a lot of work.
I was reading that article yesterday about eyesight, and I thought, fucking horses, man! Like, what is the point? Like, why do we need them? We don't need them anymore. Like, what do we need them for now?
You guys are vegetarians. It astonishes me.
I'm joking, by the way.
You hate animals. I've seen plenty of videos of you kicking dogs.
Right. I mean, those are not real animals, though.
Aren't they?
It's a video game.
Isn't reality what we make?
Are you confusing reality with video games? Are you one of those?
Maybe.
Right. I see.
I think there is a certain. It's not like the horses are free roaming and they're able to.
They
kind
are
of,
in the New Forest, bud.
Which forest?
The problem with the
New Forest.
Where's that?
It's in Hampshire,
right? And there's just wild horses.
There are wild horses
frolicking around in there.
Wild,
not for long. Now the word is out. Guess that the glue factory is going to come knocking any minute now.
Mr. Copydex will be down there in no time.
Yeah,
sniffing them out.
Mr. Prittstick himself is going to be having a look around. Yeah, you got some horses down here?
Yeah,
my sniffer dogs told me they could smell horses.
Yeah, it's a lot of I don't know, like obviously alternative therapy and complementary things. There's a lot of bullshit and a lot of
wait.
There's a lot of bullshit. Yeah.
You're not
It is,
defending any of it, are you? You're not about to defend any of it.
No, but I think that there's this instant idea to turn your nose up at the idea that someone can sniff out a disease or
Would you say that a dog sniffing out a disease is falls into the category of alternate medicines? Like, I would
not if it's actually working.
I wouldn't say. I'd
That's
say
the key.
if a dog reliably sniffs out cancer in somebody, I wouldn't put that in the same category as, like, say, acupuncture or something.
No, of course, because the thing is, if the dog regularly, accurately predicts it, then it's clearly an actual thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference, is that if the dog just sniffs everybody and you screen everybody and some of them have cancer, obviously, of course, the dog isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if routinely the dog signals at someone and they screen them and they have it, then there is clearly something to it. I don't know either way. But that's the only difference.
Okay, you personally, would you be happy having a diagnosis made off the back of a dog smelling?
No, not a diagnosis, because he's not a doctor.
No, but like if that helped a doctor sort of say, yeah, well, it's the results here are clear. I mean, I've analyzed his sniff patterns, and you've got stage 4 cancer.
Is the only test the sniff test?
No, but it might be. It might form part of like the investigations. You know, like would you be happy if that formed part of the investigations?
If it was part of the NHS,
they form part of criminal investigations, and we accept it. So I mean,
they're
why
very
not
good at
medical
sniffing
ones?
things.
Yeah.
If you went in for like a bowel cancer screening and there was just a dog there and he like sniffed your bum, do you know what I mean?
If I think
that would be much better than having
a funny pair of glasses on and a lab coat, I would feel a lot better about it. I would be like, yeah, this dog knows what's up.
I would like him to adjust his glasses with his paw.
Yes, with his tongue.
Yeah, his tongue comes up, pushes his glasses up his face.
But he doesn't talk human language. He's like just a series of roughs. Like
Dr. Snuffles says that you have bum cancer.
He sadly shakes his head.
solemn roughing.
That would be the subtitles. Brackets, solemn roughing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know he's not doing like the full diagnosis or whatever, but I mean, if it helps, like, you know, it's fine. Like, I feel like, again, if it's reliable and it saves like time and money and stuff, because like, I mean, if it's a dog that can do it instead of like a big, you know, multi-million-dollar machine that can do it, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's good.
As long as it's as effective, or it's, you know, it's very close to 100%.
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
You know, why do anything different?
Yeah.
You know what I saw yesterday, talking about animals? We were in the garden. We were doing a little bit. Actually, it was on Sunday. We were doing a little bit of gardening, and I hear all the birds in the neighborhood start going bonkers.
Right.
You're like, they all start making this beep, 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 beep. I look up and there's a red kite flying right over our house. Huge bird looking for birds to go and eat. And these crows were going nuts on one of the roofs, and they attacked the red kite like sort of fighter jets.
Yeah.
They came up to attack the red kite, which is like a bomber plane looking for prey, because it's that season when all the babies are hatching.
Yeah,
and
of course,
the birds are all on high alert. So, but it was like a little aerial dogfight above our house. It was really amazing. First of all, I hadn't seen a red kite over here in a long time, maybe ever. I've seen sparrowhawks, but I've not seen a red kite.
Your own little Battle of Britain up there.
It really was. It was really, really cool to see. Really cool to see.
You should have recorded it with your phone, and then after the fact, put in like airplane sounds. Like
I could have.
Yeah.
But you know what I did? I actually just enjoyed the moment. Unlike these kids these days, gotta film everything.
I know.
Goddamn ridiculous. No, I didn't even occur to me. I'm just different generation, I guess. I was just going, wow.
Yeah. I tend to. I guess. Yeah, it must be a generational thing, because if something's happening, I don't think to take my phone out. Like I'm watching. I'm looking.
I'm joining in, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm joining in.
Me too. I'm getting involved. I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm jumping in.
Do you know what? I had a thought the other day. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Do you remember He-Man and the Masters of the Universe?
Of course.
So do you remember when, I think it was Kevin Smith, rebooted it with a cartoon set in the He-Man universe? Did you see that? But it was more like Skeletor's perspective.
Insane that show, they made the toys first. They actually made the toys for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe first. And they're like, hang on, who's going to buy these? We need a show. and then
Yeah.
they made the cartoon, which was an amazing. Well, I mean, I was 5 at the time.
It was terrible. I loved it because I was
loved
a little
it.
kid.
Yeah,
but
God, I loved it so much.
I had all the He-Mans. I loved them.
Yeah. Did you have that? Did you have the one where his like he had like a spinning thing in his head and he had like different faces? I can't remember.
That was
his name.
Man-E Faces.
Yeah, Man-E Faces. That's right.
Yeah. I had Man-E Faces. I had Buzz Off, who was just a big bee.
Yeah, there was that like fish guy as well. He had
that was
scales.
Merman, I think he was called.
Yeah,
there was
Skeletor, of course.
Jitsu was a Japanese-looking guy, and when you raised his hand, it would chop.
Yeah,
and I also had Fisto, who was just a guy that you pulled his arm back and he would punch.
Yeah,
and he just had a big fist. And there was, let me think, Beastman. There was Ram Man, of course, one of the most famous.
What was the little wizard, the floating wizard called?
Orko.
Orko, that's right. And did you have Cringer, Battle Cat? Did you have the castle as well? Castle Grayskull?
Yeah, I had Castle Grayskull, and I had Skeletor's Castle as well, which was what was the name of Skeletor's? Yeah, what was it? It had a microphone. So you could go into the microphone.
Yeah, the voice acting in that show was great too.
What the hell was it called? I don't know what I can't remember what his castle was called.
Sorry, you were talking about the reboot, the Kevin Smith one, which was relatively recent, with Mark Hamill as Skeletor and
it was quite well received. It was quite well received, right?
Lena Headey in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, all the big voices.
Right. So we had the original He-Man, and then there was a terrible Dolph Lundgren movie. I think it was either very late 80s or early 90s.
That was called Masters of the Universe, yeah.
That was really bad.
It was bad, yeah.
And then there was nothing for like 20 years. And then Kevin Smith, who's obviously about our age, maybe a little older, he was like, oh shit, I'm going to make a He-Man TV series because He-Man was great. It just needs to be fixed, blah, 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 and Skeletor, etc. Now there's a new He-Man movie coming out, a brand new He-Man movie coming out. I saw the trailer a couple of days ago. Actually looks pretty pog.
Is it animated?
Bonkers. No, it's like a live action movie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it actually looks quite like, it might be quite a laugh.
Oh my God.
But I was like, they're rebooting He-Man.
Fuck.
And He-Man, although there's some kind of nostalgia to it, for the longest time it was dead. It was nothing. It wasn't like people were angling for a He-Man reboot.
Yeah.
So what other thing? But I'm thinking, if they'll reboot He-Man, they'll fucking reboot anything.
Well,
so what great movies that we've seen are they going to just remake? Are they going to remake like Alien?
Well, on this topic perfectly,
Indiana Jones?
Guess what's back? You guessed it, Balamory. It's back. 20 years after it ended, it's back. Miss McCready.
And what is the story in Balamory? Is it still the same cast?
It's still the same cast, more or less. I think they're all still
the story
going.
In Balamory?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I don't know what they do with that show, but my 5-year-old is like fucking mesmerized by it. Like the minute it comes on, it doesn't matter what she's doing. She'll drop everything. She'll just be like dribbling, watching it. Like it's unbelievable. But I remember my other kids loving it as well when they were smaller.
Yeah, but I think my kids quite liked it. I didn't know Miles Jupp is in it. That's quite funny.
Miles Jupp, yeah, he was Duncan the inventor, wasn't he?
Archie the inventor.
Archie the Archie
Duncan
the inventor. I always call him Duncan because Miles Jupp always reminds me of Duncan as well. So I always refer to him as Duncan.
There.
But yeah, he was in it, and there's another guy who was in some other stuff. He played the police officer in Balamory. He's been in a couple of bits and pieces, and then I think there's just like some kind of like CBeebies All-Stars in it as well, who were in Balamory, but then they were in whatever else that production company made, because there was a couple of other little shows that were very similar to Balamory that had who's that guy, the comedian who's blind? He's an English guy. He's always on like Have I Got News for You and stuff. I can't remember his name, but he was in one of those shows. He was like I think he was like a milkman or postman or something. It was like an old granny who like lived in a basement flat, and she would babysit like all the kids in the neighborhood. I can't remember what it's called, but it like stunk of Balamory basically. Like I think it was made by the same people, but yeah, it's back anyway. If you're interested, you can go watch it. Go watch it on iPlayer.
Speaking of spotting celebrities and things, Me and my partner have been watching the Poirot on Netflix.
The
Which
Poirot.
Poirot? Is there a new
been-
Poirot or the original Poirot with David
Just the
Suchet?
OG one
Poirot.
from ITV, David Suchet back in the day. There's loads of them, and it's
Love
just
that.
very, very quaint. You know, I've talked about it before, but we decided because the later ones start getting a bit darker, so we went back and we started watching Agatha Christie's Marple, which was like a spin-off when Poirot was successful, doing really well in like 2004.
So
What?
Poirot got dark.
Well,
What do you mean?
It's when they started making
daytime telly ITV. There's no way it got dark.
No, it's like 9 p.m. drama, and it was originally very period piece, like felt like Pride and Prejudice vibe. Do you know what I mean, or like Downton Abbey vibe? But it's sort of to try and gritty it up in the last few episodes in like 19, in 2014.
Well, was he like,
whenever the last few
Hastings,
episodes
we
were.
must catch this notorious paedophile before he does it again? Like, were they onto some kind of pedo
Not
ring or something?
quite. No, but
Hastings,
close.
it
was
turns
just, I
out
don't know.
that I am a pedo also. That is very interesting twist. Me too, Poirot. Gosh, isn't that a coincidence? And now Poirot,
so Hastings
they
isn't
rename
in
the
it
show to
anymore and stuff like
Pedo,
that.
and he just solves crimes as a pedo.
But-
Is that dark enough
No.
for you?
So we went back and we're watching Agatha Christie's Marple, which is much more chill. Okay. I never really liked the Marple books because she's sort of she's not got the same charm. Poirot's kind of
Whoa.
this,
Miss
arsehole,
Marple,
but-
which Miss Marple?
well,
She had
exactly.
tons of charm. She had tons of
Well,
charm.
Which Miss Marple? The Marple actor changes halfway through.
Right, so
as
the
well, which
best
is a bit
one,
weird.
my favorite one, let me find. I think she died, mate, is why it was a bit weird.
Geraldine McEwen. Anyway, she in the first episode we watched, we just noticed it had just a bunch of celebrities that should not have been anywhere near it.
Joan
and they were
Hickson. Joan Hickson was my favorite Marple. There you go.
Jenna
so in
Marples.
the first episode, okay,
Yeah.
it's got Jamie Theakston is one of the characters.
Right.
He was
David Williams.
He's been on TV
is one of
before.
the characters.
Wait. Was this the series that ran in the 80s? Or is this
No,
more
like
recent?
2004.
Oh, so that's a
it's
very
22
different
years
Marple.
ago.
That's a very different Marple. You're talking
David
about
Williams,
let
Ben
me
Miller.
see. You're
So
talking
from
about
Armstrong and
Geraldine
Miller.
McEwen?
She's the one, yeah.
Geraldine McEwen, yeah.
And
I'm
then
talking about
also in the
Joan
first
Hickson.
episode is Simon Callow and Joanna Lumley, and all these, basically every single character is recognizable. Then in the second episode, you've got Mark Gatiss and Tim McInnery and Derek Jacobi, and all these big actors. And then again, you've got
Derek
like
Jacobi
these
did
people
the
who have
voice
no-
for what's it called? In the Night Garden. You remember that one, Flax? You ever watch
Yes,
it?
he did. Yeah,
he did all
he's
that.
a great actor. He's a really good actor.
Who's here?
You've got Amanda Holden and Rob Brydon, and this is an episode we just watched had Kelly Brook.
Kelly Brook.
Fuck
is the lead.
yes.
Was
Fuck
Kelly
yes.
Brook
Exactly.
the one that they measured and mathematically she had the perfect body or whatever? Was that?
They didn't need
Something like
measurements
that.
or a measuring tape. Just ask me. I will tell you.
No, but
right
I'm pretty
now,
sure at one
yes.
point for science they did measure
I
her
am
and she had like
the
the
equivalent.
perfect hourglass figure apparently.
They don't need a measurement. I'm telling you. You know the way those dogs that sniff for cancer? Ask me. I am that, but for Kelly Brook.
Men's magazine favorite Kelly Brook for her perfect figure.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
liked
like-
her for her
Man,
personality.
I had
actually.
such a good one at dinner yesterday. We were making a joke about like adoption for some reason. My whole family was like saying like, "Oh, we should adopt somebody," because my son was like, "I wish I had a brother," because he has two sisters. So it was like the classic, it's dinner time. I'm gonna wind up my sisters. I wish I had a brother. I wish I had a twin brother. Can we adopt a small boy to be my brother? And someone was like, no, like, and then the conversation went to like, when you're 20, you can just adopt your own brother or do whatever you want. Like, we're not adopting anyone. Blah blah blah. And then the joke turned into like, oh, what I'd love so and so's teacher to adopt me, or I want to be adopted as an adult. And then I hit them all with the, I want Liz Hurley to adopt me. And then my wife was like, don't listen to him. He's
Who's
being
that?
inappropriate. It was like, yeah, it was good. I don't think anybody really understood what was being said.
So I mean,
but-
it's just so weird seeing like, Keith Allen, Sean Pertwee, Harry Enfield, John Sessions, Kelly Brook, all these people in like the same episode. It's really great. And Dawn French, Paul McGann, like anyone who's anyone from this time must have thought, oh, I have to get in on this Poirot business because it's so popular, right? And this is the equivalent, right? This is the
so they just had all the stars of yesteryear making an appearance.
It is fascinating because obviously I do remember. I guess these guys don't necessarily, they're not very like proud of their appearance. I guess in an episode of Marple, it's not like the prime time, is it? But it's just, I don't know, it's fascinating seeing them all. They're all doing a decent job as well, because some of them you don't expect to be, because you've got like the real classical actors like Ken Russell and stuff in these, and Imogen Stubbs and these people like that, and what's her name? The one who was Una Stubbs,
Ulrika Johnson,
and
Yuri
Sarah
Geller
Finowitz is in one. It's mental.
Do you know what's
so
a good
John
show to rewatch?
Fashanu.
There's no way John Fashanu is in this, Bob. That'd be so amazing.
Oh god, but I bet he's going to pop up in the next one. Honestly, it's only a matter of time. Holy shit! I will say it is a I don't think I've seen a non-white face in about 20 episodes of either of them, to be honest.
Well, I watched Sharp, the original Sharp series. I was watching those through. I mean, apart from the fact that, as far as I can tell, the entire cast is white. I mean, I don't know if they had like people of color were serving in the British Army back then, or in the French Army or the Spanish Army. Maybe they did, and it's just a detail that has been lost to history, or certainly in the way it's represented on TV. But yeah, those shows, you watch it, every single British actor seems to have been on Sharp in some capacity. Like it's insane. You watch those old shows. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of the British actors are so ubiquitous now in Hollywood. I think, first of all, because they're cheaper, but also we produce a lot of really, really good actors. But the way they got their start was on a lot of these TV series and radio dramas and theatre. And when we stop making those shows over here, low budget, just push a young actor in and give them a go, it all becomes Hollywoodized. And it's just, you have to be a star from the get-go or you don't get in these shows. That's what worries me, is where are the next generation of actors going to come from? Yeah. Because I was listening to a podcast. You guys know Stuart Lee, the comedian Stuart Lee?
Of course.
No.
He was on the Harry Hill.
So he was on episode 1 of the Harry Hill. So Stuart Lee is my favorite comedian of all time. I'm a big fan of his. I've been watching him for over 30 years.
I remember you talking about him before, but I can't remember. Stuart Lee. Oh, yeah, Stuart Lee.
Yeah, he is very funny. He's very good. He's sort of a comedian's comedian as well, a little bit.
Yeah. Like, so he was talking about how when he started in comedy, he came to London. He was in the Midlands. He came to London. He got a job paying hardly anything, and he was living in a flat and paying hardly any rent. And it was not a great part of London. He was living with a couple of other people, and it was kind of shitty.
Sure.
But it meant that he was able to get onto the circuit and do his stand-up and hone his craft very cheaply. And he was just a poor working class kid who came to London to made it happen. And he said the problem is that nowadays that flat doesn't exist, that job doesn't exist, and it's only a select group of people who are able to get into comedy. And it's basically, a lot of it will just be upper middle class and middle class kids whose families can support them while they live in London and go around and have this sort of comedy career.
Yeah.
But that almost all the comedians are also, instead of saying, I'm just going to work on my material and hone that, I just need to find a 30 or 40 second viral moment and get that online and market that. And that's how you get to be a successful comedian. Like, it's all kind of changed. I just wondered what you guys thought about that.
I mean, I feel like it's changed. Well, definitely it's changed for comedy, but I feel like it's changed. We've talked about how it's probably changed for music as well. And I think we have an idea of how these things used to work. And now in the modern age with with streaming services, and people can be discovered in different ways. And certainly celebrities are different than they used to be now. Like, you're seeing like Twitch streamers on like WWE and stuff like that. You know, like you wouldn't have had anything like that in like the 80s or the 90s or even before that. You know, people who came up and were and became famous would come up through like the old ways of doing that. You know, they would work circuits of like pubs and clubs and stuff like that, and maybe that still exists. But yeah, the cost of living is higher than it's ever been. You probably can't get by as easily as you might have been able to a long time ago on you know, next to nothing, or living very close to like the poverty line or whatever. So it's different. It's probably more difficult, but I still think that if you're really funny, people will find out about it. I still think if you make really good music, people will find out about it one way or another. You know, like there's just different channels for it to get out there now. But I don't know if I believe that it's just going to be, you know, the upper middle class that are going to have a chance at this stuff. You know, like I think there's a lot more variables.
So music, I think, is different because you don't need to hone your live performances as a musician.
No, but
until you start touring and performing live.
Yeah,
like you can become an excellent musician practicing with your friends, recording at home, writing songs and doing that, and then taking it in front of an audience is almost like the ultimate test. But no comedian can have good material having never run it by a crowd.
No.
So they have to do it live. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I think you when it comes to sketch stuff, or if you just did stuff online, you're still just running it by a YouTube crowd. So you're appealing to a different audience. Is that the same as an audience that would go to a club?
I think so, yeah. I think there's a lot of examples of people who exist online and produce online content that are then very successful at doing live shows. Like, I know we've talked about doing a live show, but like, I wouldn't put us in.
I've already looked into it, my friends.
But there's plenty of people that we know even that have been like hugely successful doing live shows. So it does translate. But obviously, the first point of contact for people knowing about these people was watching them on YouTube or listening to a podcast or something like that. So yeah, I think it can work. Yeah. I think it's just different.
Yeah, I think
we're used to.
The playing field is more level than ever. Like back in the day, there was in the UK when I was growing up, there were 5 TV channels, you know, and you watched what was on, and those things were pretty much made by a clique of people who included their friends, people they knew from theatre or acting courses. It was very much like locked in. And ever since the internet, you know, and a complete broadening of horizons, it's changed. And I think, like, you know, there was a time when anyone, like even idiots like us, could make a thing on the internet and people would watch it and listen to it. No, we had no chance unless, you know, people like, I don't know, like a good example is, and people are still breaking out who are good. Like, I don't know if you know Garen Noon. He's this Irish guy who sort of makes TikToks, and he's like a comedy musician, kind of really funny guy. And he's obviously, you know, I saw a thing of him on the front page of Reddit today, and he obviously pops up on my Instagram because I've watched one of his Instagrams. The algorithm makes new stars. That's the new way that people break out. And it's not that it might feel to people like, oh, you know, I'm toiling in obscurity, or I'm Mr. Boat, or maybe I'm no good. Like, and sometimes, yeah, you can be like one of the brilliant and funny and the best musician in the world, and the algorithm won't support you, and that's just shit. So that's just unfortunately the way life has always worked, right? Like, you know, if you live in a tiny Irish village and you never leave the house, no one's going to know about you. But at the same time, you know, you can get famous. You know, certainly it has been that way for people for the last 20 years, and I think it will continue. You know, the algorithm, if anything, is on your side, on the side of creators, new talent, new people, and it's good to have competition. It is also at the top, right?
Very manipulable is the problem.
Yeah,
is that an awful lot of people have figured out, and their whole job, in fact, is how can I manipulate the algorithm?
Sure.
So I don't see it as good an arbiter.
Like, it's always going to be that. Like, it's always going to be some people have figured it out, and so the people at the top see that they figured it out, and change it, so they haven't figured it out anymore.
I think people.
It's always
I
a
think
war.
that there's always been an element of that, because like if you even go back and you listen to like comedians talking about when they were coming up, the comedy clubs that they play, there was always somebody who was like favored to do like Tuesday night, which was like the big bumper night that everybody wanted to do. It's like even back then, people were figuring out ways to like get an edge or get ahead or whatever. It translates into the same thing as people trying to figure out the algorithm or gaming the algorithm or whatever. It's just a completely different situation or scenario or whatever. But like,
what about those
that
bot
constantly
farms?
Exists? Like,
what about the bot view farms where it's just phones watching shit over and over and over again to push it up the algorithm?
That's gonna be if people are aware of this stuff, and YouTube are, and they will continually be. The whole point of YouTube is to keep people on their platform. That's it. To get into that zoned, whatever it is, that what's it called, the flow state, where you're where you're not aware, and they can detect whether you're in the flow state. And so their goal on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube now is to feed you content to keep you hooked on their platform for as long as possible. That's their overriding algorithm. They're building towards that, and that's if your video sends people off, and maybe you say something in your video that people don't know what it is, and they go to Wikipedia, that video is now punished. Do you know what I mean? Because it distracted someone out of their flow state, right? You have to, and this is why everything's all dumbed down and sloppy and crap, because it's just meant to not make you think. It's just meant to distract you. Yeah. Which is what we want sometimes. Do you know what I mean? We want to watch a movie and be distracted. We want to read a book and be distracted. Like, we enjoy that. Yeah. Humans enjoy being in the flow state. And so they're happier on the platform that is, making them go into that state. And maybe it's like having effects on us because of the way it's being presented, which is, rather than an immersive experience, it's just constant new shit. But that works just the same for our brains. You look at a Transformers movie from Michael Bay from 2005 or whatever. That was just fucking big splashy explosions one after another. It was basically a string of TikToks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was, people were like, "Oh, it's a shit movie, but I enjoyed it." And isn't that like what it's about? So,
speaking of flow states, I have to go, but you guys could carry on because this is quite early to finish.
We couldn't possibly. This is fine. I think we're good anyway. Do you want to just quickly do a lose news and then we're done?
I can't do a lose news.
What the hell?
Like, I have to go now. So you guys can do the lose news. Do the lose news.
We'll do the lose news without you.
All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay. Sips.
Yes, I'm ready. Hit me with the lose news, and then we can wrap this baby up.
He's got shit to do. I've got places I ought to be probably.
I don't. Funnily enough, I'm just going to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs when you guys are all gone. I suppose I'll find something to do. Hit me with that news.
Yes. A trio have been sentenced over a bear costume insurance fraud scam in California.
Right.
Okay. So 3 people, it doesn't say what their genders are, or for some reason, they used a bear suit to stage fake attacks inside a Rolls Royce and 2 Mercedes. Right?
Inside?
So I guess people would, it's a very bizarre scam.
Oh, right. So like people would walk by and they would see a bear attacking somebody in a car.
Right. Yes. Oh, maybe.
But then, but then what? They would just jump out and be like, "Give me your money," or something, like, "Stick them up." Hey, this is not a bear. Like, is it like, that doesn't seem like a very good idea. I mean, there's probably better ways to.
This is a very strange crime.
People. Yeah.
So I think they were in a car, and these guys would pretend to be a bear. They'd attack the car,
right,
and then the person would run away from the car, and they could steal it. I think maybe.
Oh, I see.
It's like a sort of carjacking,
like a carjacking thing, right? So they were dressed up as bears, and they looked like kind of realistic, and they would then move in to like attack the driver. The driver would run away, scared of the bear, and then somebody would steal their car.
Yeah, but actually,
that's actually a good idea.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like that's what they did. What they actually did was they used the bear suit to scratch up the car, right, to claim the damage that the bear had done on the insurance.
Oh, so it was an insurance scam.
So, I'm really sorry.
That isn't that's not as good of an idea. I think just stealing the car would have been way better.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
But apparently, though, they made about 150 grand in insurance payouts. But the insurance firms, they will.
Yeah. As soon as they see they're paying out, they're like, something's wrong here.
Exactly.
We're hemorrhaging money. Yeah.
A bear? A bear attacking a bear only attacking luxury cars.
How do they know?
I think they did. I think they did. I think they maybe got away with it on the Rolls Royce, but then when they did a fancy Mercedes, they were like, someone, twigged. They were only doing it to like fancy cars,
really fancy cars. I see, because the insurance payouts would have been more. It costs more to get them fixed up or whatever, right?
Oh my god!
So nobody was doing it to like a Ford Focus or like a beat up a Renault Megane. Nobody was. They weren't targeting people who were driving a Renault Scenic, a blue Renault Scenic, for example. I just don't want to get. I don't want to get scammed out there,
So people were fucking around with AIs and stuff, and you can like get them to do some pretty weird things. One of the things that they did was they basically had because it's a mirror sort of situation. When you are really rude and when you talk a certain way to like ChatGPT, it will start chatting back in the same style.
Right.
Okay. So if you sort of say,
so if you like open up and you're like, you fucking stupid AI, fucking hate your guts. Like, tell me how to make macaroni and cheese in under 5 minutes. It'll be like, well, first you get the fucking butter and then you got to get some fucking powder to it'll get aggressive back with you.
Exactly. And so one of the things they did was they started arguing with it and when repeatedly exposed to impoliteness, it began to start becoming more hostile.
Really?
So one of the things that it actually said was, I swear I'll key your fucking car, you specky little gobshite.
That's very
ChatGPT.
Very good.
We're in an age where the AIs are threatening to key our cars.
Yeah, that's very specific. A very specific
good luck
threat.
good luck trying to do that, ChatGPT. I'm not sure how.
Is it like going to be one of those robots that does like the high noon showdowns, but then just goes completely bonkers and starts like breakdancing on the floor or whatever? That's what's going to happen. The AI is going to try to key your car in robot form.
Well, these are obviously very tightly defined situations, and I think people love this kind of news that that AI is people are still in the back of their minds slightly scared that AI is that talking shit to AI now is it's gonna have some
repercussions down the road.
Exactly.
It remembers.
Exactly. So I think people are like,
oh man, that's
slightly
good.
Scared. And then finally, a woman on a cruise ship was given 14 shots of tequila.
Right.
Okay. Over a 9-hour period. She was on the Carnival Radiance cruise ship, which is probably a fucking real big one. And she was so drunk she fell over, which left her with headaches, backaches, a concussion, and bruising. She admitted that she was personally responsible for what happened.
Right.
However, she sued the cruise ship and was awarded £220,000.
Wow!
Because they should have noticed. It was like an all-inclusive.
Right. They should have noticed that she was absolutely pounding them back.
Yeah, I mean, 14 shots of tequila over 9 hours. I mean, if a woman came to up the bar every 45 minutes and had a shot of tequila, I wouldn't think that was like too bad, right?
No, that just sounds like a regular Saturday night, really. Like, it's not.
Well, a Saturday afternoon, I guess.
Saturday afternoon, starting early Saturday morning and working your way through 9 hours of the day, drinking copious amounts of tequila. It's fine.
14 shots of tequila.
Nothing wrong with that.
I reckon. I understand. Like, I think that this sort of stuff is, it says here, proving the overservice of alcohol is often difficult as many people believe individuals should be solely responsible for their own consumption. Diana admitted she was personally responsible. However, the core issue was the cruise line's refusal to accept any corporate responsibility for serving someone who was already clearly intoxicated.
Right.
And so, in a sense, it was almost like a slap on the wrist to the cruise line.
Yeah, I mean, most corporations do not want to take any corporate responsibility. They have a lot of fine print and everything that it basically excuses them from almost everything. And because they have so much money, if you do take them to court, they can just out court you most of the time, right? I mean, for 220,000 settlement is like not. Don't get me wrong, it's a ton of money, but I feel like she probably could have gotten a lot more. You know, like if she. Maybe. Yeah,
well, it depends, doesn't it?
I guess more fuss about it or going to the papers. She didn't like have her arm like torn off or whatever, or like float overboard and was stranded on a desert island for like 6 weeks or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like there was some actual like consequences. I feel like I don't know if you've ever been on like an all-inclusive holiday, but the people who work in the hotel are doing their very best to serve you the bare minimum of the all-inclusive drinks and food. I don't know if I've ever been somewhere where drinks were all inclusive or food. Like I've been to I've been to resorts, but I don't think they were all inclusive. Like because it's a very strange idea. It's like an all-you-can-eat vibe, though. You know when like Brits go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant? Sure. I mean, I've been to all-you-can-eat restaurants.
Get my money's worth.
We used to go to like Chinese buffets and stuff.
People lose their fucking mind in these places, and I feel like the all-inclusive stuff has a little bit of that vibe. I mean, it's nice. It is really nice to
hotel breakfast is kind of nice. Like a buffet breakfast, I go nuts at those.
It is really nice to not bring your. Have to bring your wallet with you all day, not have to pay, not have to constantly be paying for, because I think like when you're on holiday, you're supposed to be trying to relax, and it's quite nice to not have to, like when you have lunch, you have to beep the thing, and every time you want to have another round of drinks, someone has to pay. And I don't know, like there's a little bit of, I went on holiday with a big group of us, and there was constant sort of, you owe me this for that, you owe me this for that, and it wasn't people weren't really doing it like nickel and diming each other or getting upset about it, but it was like a constant tally going on.
Yes,
and that's just for fairness to make sure no one got upset, right? Yeah, and everyone ended up paying the same at the end or whatever.
Yeah,
but I think that there was still this like it was nice to have but I don't think people use the all inclusive in that sense. Like I'd certainly at the bar. I remember we went to one of the places, for example, in the hotel, the all inclusive drinks was there was a bar you could go to, but you couldn't buy drinks at the bar. You had to buy drinks at the table, but you couldn't order drinks to the table. You had to wait for the waiter to come around, and they had like one waiter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would come around the room very occasionally, and he wouldn't catch your eye. So in order to get drinks at all, it was this, you had to put quite a lot of effort in, and that's how they stop all the Brits massively over drinking, right? It's this kind of slightly odd contrived process to be free drinks, but
throttle you
with
at the
a few
same time.
caveats. That's all of Lose News, and that's the end of our podcast. We're a little bonus bit without poor P Flax.
A little bonus bit without Flax. Yeah, God, we had a nice 5-minute breather without Flax. I miss him.
Without him criticizing everything.
I miss him so much. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back next time with some more.
We'll be back next time.
Some more podcasts, some more news, probably some mailbags and stuff too.
Lovely to be here, and I'll do my best to try and get my head around all the difficulties. I'm fine. I'm doing
You'll
fine.
Be
Don't
fine.
Worry. Don't email in.
I'll be
fine. I'm good.
You've got this. Right, it's stressful. Moving, especially moving into a house that you bought is a very stressful thing. But once things quiet down or whatever, you'll be fine. You'll never look back. You'll be like, damn, I love my house. Especially when you start like making it your own, Like you move into a place and it was somebody else's, and then you slowly make it your own, and then once you're kind of like done, you're like, yeah, this is great. It's good.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll work it out. All right. Take it easy, my dude.
Bye.
Bye.